Hi everybody. In this video I'm going to kind of give an introduction to the Git workflow. Now this concept here is probably the most important concept in all of Git. I would make the case that if you don't understand this, what I'm about to show you, branching won't make sense, collaboration on GitHub won't make sense, none of the even intermediate features of Git you won't be able to use, leverage, or understand. So like a pyramid, everything, or a house, everything is built on top of this foundational concept that I'm about to show you. Okay, now enough of the preamble. What you're seeing here on the screen is actually a modified image that I'm going to be using from the Git website's online book, which I'll link into the description to give them full credit. So what I'll do is I'm going to go over a very high level workflow here, what you're looking at. Then I will go ahead and give a demonstration. Alright, so here's basically the Git workflow. Now this will get created at the very beginning anytime you do a git init or a git clone, but we're just going to cover git init. So anytime you do a git init, this entire workflow is going to be set up in your directory. Okay, pretty basic. Now the way the flow works is you always start on working directory, then you're going to move to staging area, and from staging area git directory. That git directory is where the commit gets saved. You are sent back to your working directory, and the process starts all over again. You start here, you go here again. Your first commit then has a pointer to your second commit, sends you back. Start again. Working area, staging area, and git directory. That's it. That's pretty much how that Git workflow flows. Now, the question you may be asking or wondering is, how do you move from here to here? Now the command that you're going to use is going to be a git add. Always move everything from working directory to staging area. Another term you may come across in the literature is indexing area. Now from the staging area, you then go from staging area to git directory. How do you do that? That's with the git commit command. And that git command is what makes the next commit. Okay. And that's it, folks. So now we're going to go ahead and do a quick demonstration. And what I'm going to do is back up one level, make a folder. I'm going to make a folder called demo. Go into demo. Now we'll do git init, which sets up the entire workflow, the whole picture in the background. Now if I do a git status, no commits yet, that makes sense. Now if I do a test script, which we'll call it my script, if you notice here it says untracked, and basically that means we're in our working directory. We don't have a lot of time to really dive into that, but you're in your working directory. That's where you start. Now again, how do you go from working directory to staging area, which I've probably beaten like a drum already? Git add. So we do a git add and we specify the file. Do a git status again. And now it says changes to be committed. So what that means is our changes are in our staging area ready to be committed. So basically we're in our everything is staged. We're in our index. Now, how do we go from staging area to git directory? Git commit. So we'll do a git commit my script. And now it's asking me for a commit message. We'll keep it simple and we'll say my first commit. Now if we do a git log one line, there's our first commit. And we're going to just steal the last three. Keep things simple. And what was that again? 32 alpha. So we're going to call this first one 32 alpha. Okay. Now remember, I mentioned earlier that after the commit, it sends you, actually, you know what? I don't need to delete that. It sends you back to your working directory. Which if we do a git status, working tree clean, which is working directory. So everything's clean. This confirms it reset us back to our working directory. Now if we go back into our script and we say my second commit, do a git status, it shows modified. Now earlier it showed untracked. There's a little bit of a nuance there, but for all intents and purposes, in either case, as I mentioned earlier, we're in our working directory. Again, not enough time to go into it here, but whether it's untracked or modified, we're in our working directory, which is where we started. So from our working directory, how do we go from our staging area again? Git add. So we do a git add my script, git status, modified, changes to be committed, which means we are in our staging area. How do we go from our staging area to our git directory? Once again, git commit. So git commit my script, asking for our commit message. We'll say my second commit. Now this is a primer, so I'm not going into a lot of detail into every single command in this particular video. Just want to throw that out there. Now if we do a git log, one line, there's our second commit. So again, we'll do 3 alpha 8. Three alpha 8. Pardon the crude spelling. So our first commit, and there's a pointer to our second commit. And there's actually, I believe it's graph. Yeah, so this kind of denotes, well, there's only 2 commits, so there's not much to denote, but the way the commits are listed is it's always oldest at the bottom and it always points up, which is why I have the arrow here. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is first command, second command, and so on. And that's it, folks. That's basically how you add files to your Git repository. It really is that simple. Now from here, as you can remove data from the staging area back to your working directory. There's different commands that do that. You can unstage it. So there's so much more you can do, but this primer hopefully gets this concept in your mind because it's very, very important. And if you found this helpful, leave a comment below. If there's anything you think I should have included, please let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And until next time, thank you guys.